Just ask hip-hop producer Little John, who's an admitted Sonic Synth 2 user. But for this application, I need a pad with a whispery bell sound. So I chose the sound Birdland Heaven. Once again, using the Sample Tank engine as my interface, I can still access the sounds here in the Sonic Synth 2 folder under Motion Sense. Let's check out Birdland Heaven. I really love that sound. Nice? Yeah. But it's time for another IK Pro tip. Since I can access all the libraries at one time with this interface, I can also layer voices together from all 5 workstations, giving me infinite sound creative possibilities. With that thought in mind, I'm going to add one of the pianos from Sample Tank on part 6 here, and layer them together on the same MIDI channel like before. And voila! I'm layering Sample Tank and Sonic Synth sounds together. It's that easy. Listen to this. This track is really starting to take form. I like that sound. But to take this track to the next level, I'm going to need to either bring in a full orchestra to play a few great string lines for me, or get some of the most warm, most lush string sounds to make this complete. So of course, I'll reach for Miroslav Philharmonic. This workstation brings you the legendary Miroslav Orchestral and Choir Sample Collection, with the same ease of use and versatility the Sample Tank is known for. Being recorded in the proper acoustic placement within the Dvorak Symphony Hall in Prague brings a texture, warmth, and beauty that is unique to any other orchestral libraries. Let's choose the patch Action Sequence here in my mixed orchestra section, and actually add a little CSR, Classic Studio Reverb, that we mentioned earlier to give it a little lift, and let's see how that sounds. Now that's beautiful. That's great. At this stage of the game though, I still need to give the track an acoustic feel, so I go right back to my Sonic Synth and find a couple of really smooth sounding acoustic guitars that I layered on parts 9 and 10, and I'm going to bust them through outputs 11 and 12 in Sample Tank into my DAW aux, which has yet another one of the essential effects that come with this bundle, the award-winning Amplitube 2. This industry standard guitar amp and effects plugin has modeled tons of classic power amps, cabinets, mic, and rack effects to give you the ultimate tone for your guitars. But just like Ampeg, Amplitube can be used on much more than guitars. A lot of engineers and producers use it on drums, strings, and even vocals to add great tube warmth to almost any sound. Knowing that there was more to guitar tone than just the gear, sometimes it was the person who embodied the gear. So we thought, who would be the first person every great guitar player would want to sound like? And hence we created Amplitube Jimi Hendrix, the vintage amp and effects plugin with the official recreation of the Jimi Hendrix rig. Done in conjunction with authentic Hendrix, IK set out to faithfully recreate the complete sound of one of rock's most legendary guitars, Jimi Hendrix, bringing tens of thousands of dollars of vintage gear to your fingertips. Gear like the Marshall 1959 JTM 100 or the Roger Mayer Fuzz were all captured and modeled so that you could have access to the best tone on the planet. But we didn't stop there. We also wanted to keep our heavy metal fans hungry for more tone, so we created the Metal Distortion Powerhouse amp and effects plugin, Amplitube Metal. For a more complete arsenal of high gain sounds from the 70s all the way up to today, IK modeled some of the metal essentials like the Randall Warhead, the PV5150, and the Triple Rectifier Mezza Boogie, just to name a few. So once again, IK answered the call for more tools to complete your musical ideas. But for now, we're going to use just the standard Amplitube to apply a nice spring reverb and chorus on this acoustic guitar patch. Let's check it out. Ah, perfect, just what I need. Now this track is almost completed. I need one final sound to bring out a little lo-fi, quirky, almost vintage feel to the body of the track. So I'll go right for the last workstation in the Sample Tank family, Sampletron. IK has offered up the most complete collection of Trons ever assembled in one product. Mellotrons, Chamberlains, and Opticons were just a few of the 17 Trons that were sampled here. And everyone from the Beatles to Genesis, from Kanye West to Beck, have all used Trons in their productions. So I chose the authentic Chamberlain organ sound here from the Chamberlain M series, and I added it to my piano string layer from earlier. Let's see how that sounds. I like it. I like it. Now that my sequence is complete, it needs the final polish or sheen to give it that radio quality. It needs to be mastered, and there's nothing better than the award-winning T-Rex at bringing out the rich, warm analog sound to your track. With 5 components, a 6-band mastering EQ, a classic tube compressor, a multi-band limiter, a soft clipper, and the complete suite as one total mastering plugin, T-Rex is one of the most versatile, most easy-to-use mixing and mastering tools on the market today. And the presets are simply amazing. I'm going to apply one of my favorites on this master bus called Sparkle. Let's check out the difference. Now you can see it, right? Awesome. Okay, so now that we've created a full song from start to finish with the amazing tools of the Total Studio 2 bundle, let's recap what great tools are in this incredible value. Our flagship workstation sample tank, the synth Powerhouse Sonic Synth 2, the orchestral and choir collection of Miroslav Philharmonic, the Moog anthology Sample Moog, the enormous Tron collection of Sampletron, the award-winning guitar effects plugin Amplitube 2, Amplitube Jimi Hendrix, Amplitube Metal, the Bass Amp Powerhouse Ampeg SVX, X-Gear, CSR, and finally the award-winning T-Rex. Now to get to the top of the charts, you need the gear the pros use. IK's newest Total Studio 2 offers the complete range of the highest quality plugins, now available together at one incredible price. Want to hear another demo? Turn on the radio.